This is your official Leguizamarama spoiler warning. If you have not yet seen Amazon Prime's Fairfax and you've been chomping at the bit to, it's been 4 years. So, I don't know. But this is your official spoiler warning. We will be spoiling all 8 episodes of season 1 of Fairfax.
Peace. I hate the word.
Welcome to Mish and Zach's Leguizamarama, a podcast where each week me and my little friend get together and have a chat.
And I'm 6'1", not so little, mate.
Yeah, all right.
I'm a man.
Well, like famously, if men say they're 6'1", it means they're 5'11".
No, I'm probably more like 6. I would love for you to measure me, not with any cameras or anything.
Do you want me to measure you?
Not my dick.
I wasn't talking about your dick. It didn't. I was staying G-rated the whole time.
Why do you look at me like that?
Because it's weird to ask me to measure how tall you are. Why does that have anything?
Because you said,
why does that have anything to do with me?
You called me little. You called me little. I thought it would be funny to get up, I thought it'd be a funny display of toxic masculinity to get up in your grill about calling me little. I didn't want to talk about my dick size, so instead I talked about being 6'1". Then you said that means you're 5'11". Then I said more or less. Well, then you can measure me.
Zach, I know what happened.
Looked at me and there is video evidence now. You looked at me
look at you like you're...
I'm not going to measure your dick, Zach. Tom, you saw it.
There was no dick in my eyes. It was purely, why do you want me to measure how tall you are? That's weird.
Because you're going out there saying, oh, Zach's actually 5'10".
This is a perfect example of you guys, no, that's not an insult. 5'10's not even that short.
Oh, did you know Zach's actually 5'9"?
That's short.
I'm going to clip up you saying, I've got no dick in my eyes. I've got no dick in my eyes.
I didn't. It is weird that you want me to measure how tall you are. And you said it like that's just something I would do. I've never done it.
I'm curious. I'm curious to know how tall I am, and I've.
But measure yourself. Why do I need to?
Because you just said that all men add a couple of inches.
Yeah, they love to.
So what I want is a neutral person to go. This is how tall you are, Zach.
Okay, we thank God we're filming this now, because please, for the love of God, let's have a look at my face, because I was not thinking sexual at all. I never once thought about your dick.
Why were you so repulsed at the idea of measuring me?
I wasn't repulsed. I was perplexed as to why you would want me to measure how tall you are.
Because you just accused me of being 5'2".
No, I didn't just accuse you of being 5'2". Not at all. I was literally just saying, famously, when men have said that they're tall, they're actually a bit shorter than they say they are.
So should I go around saying I'm 6'3"?
Yes.
Nice.
Although once you it's hard to, people aren't going to believe that you're that tall. That's quite tall.
Yeah, because I'm 6'1".
How tall are you, Tom?
The sources vary, but I'm pretty sure 189, 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, see, I believe that. He doesn't bullshit.
But how tall is he compared to me? Is he...
We're very similar.
Can we... All right, we're going off the air.
This is wild. Tom, Zach, you're being so ridiculous.
Back to back?
You're being ridiculous. I can't see because Zach is facing me.
You got to carry the podcast, man.
Okay, so they've gone back to back, and they are essentially the exact same height.
Yeah.
The exact same height.
So either we're both lying...
I was saying, generally speaking, that is a perfect... Me saying, oh, you might not be as tall as you think you are, and your reaction is so insane. So insane.
Get out and measure it then.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could do... Maybe you should... Actually, it'd be kind of... I'm curious.
You just want to fight. Yeah, you wish... Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, Mish, what you just said. I'm curious. Measure me sometime. You're tall. He is over 6 foot.
Yeah, he's very tall. And he put no mayo on it.
Huh?
He put no mayo on it.
Mayo on his dick?
What's this?
What's
Mish, stop talking about my dick. What is this? Every time we say, oh, come on, you nearly got me with my one, Mish. You nearly got me. But this is a harder one for you to dig out of.
That was all you, Mish.
I'd love to see.
No, Tom literally went, he put no mayo on it. And I went, what? And I thought, I still don't know what that means. And he went, put no mayo on and gestured to his dick.
He did not gesture to his dick, Mish.
That's
You nearly had me.
Oh my
You've
God.
been thinking about our dicks since the start.
I have never thought about either of your dicks.
Then why do you keep bringing up our dicks?
Because Tom gestured to his
He didn't. He did not gesture to his dick, Mish.
I can't breathe. I got dizzy.
Putting a bit of mayo on it is a common Australian colloquialism for adding a bit of spice to the story. You know, adding a little bit of.
I genuinely thought you meant, like, I don't know what you meant. I've never heard that.
Do you know what's crazy, Mish? Do you want to know?
I can't breathe.
Mish.
Please give me a second.
Yeah, I'll give you a second. I just want you to know that I did.
Oh, you're not giving me a second.
All right, Tom, I'll talk to you, man. I had never heard the term "put some mayo on it."
Really?
No,
No, it's not a thing.
but through context cues, I was thinking it was about adding some detail, adding
Yeah.
a little bit of something. I'll tell you what I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking about your dick.
I need water. Oh my God.
I'll get you a water.
I love this jacket, by the way. Very cool.
Thank you. It's a cool jacket. Oh my God.
Oh, Tom, thank you.
Thank you. I really do need water. I've got my water. Thank Christ. Thank you, Tom. I'm Mish, and this is my friend Zach. Zach, do your blurb for what we're about to watch.
This is Mish. How tall are you, Mish?
I'm about 5'6".
And according to Mish, I think I'm 4'11".
Oh my God. I literally started seeing stars. I got dizzy.
Oh, that's unhealthy.
So funny.
That mayo thing sent me. Anyway, go on.
All right.
Oh God. This is going to be funny too.
No, it's very dry.
Okay.
Like a brabdogi. This week.
That was last episode.
Oh, that was Tuesday.
Hey, if you want to know what that means, you should listen back to our Tuesday
I
episode.
don't think I really explained it well. This week, we watched season 1. Are you okay, Mish? She's choking on her water. Everything I say now, I'm afraid it'll make Mish think about my dick.
Okay. I'm back.
I'm really nervous everything I say. All right.
I promise you, Zach, I never think about your dick.
Well, you just keep bringing up our dicks.
When we watch back, Tom gestures to his dick.
Mish, I'm sorry.
I know.
If you keep up this talk,
I
me and Tom are
swear.
going to take this up with HR.
You're going to get
I
cancelled.
swear to
Mish.
God.
You're going to get cancelled.
No. What the fuck? You mentioned dick first.
Oh, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said, not measuring my dick. I never brought up your dick.
Yeah, you tried to gaslight me into
I
thinking
didn't at all. I wasn't thinking about your dick.
Here's what I remember happening. I remember being gaslit. I remember being told I was never talking about your dick, and I was like, God, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she. It is weird to ask a friend to measure your height. God, maybe she wasn't talking about my dick. And then my friend Tom said something, and then you started bringing up his dick.
Oh my God. Can you just read the blurb? I don't want to talk about your dicks anymore.
I just hope this blurb, I haven't written anything in this blurb that makes you think about dicks. All right. This week, we watched season 1 of Fairfax. Why are you laughing at Fairfax?
I'm trying to calm down.
Okay. This adult animation, and adult animation just means it's funny, Mish. Okay? This adult animation debuted on Amazon Prime Video on October 29, 2021. It tells the story of 4 13-year-old friends who live around Fairfax Avenue in Los Angeles as they go about their lives trying to get popular on Instagram, go to festivals, and snatch the latest drop from a fictional hypebeast brand called Latrine. John Leguizamo plays Glenn the Pigeon. As I'm reading this, Tom just gave us the international sign for halftime
Halftime.
break. Yeah, not
Ad
the end of the
break, yeah.
podcast. Is it?
Yeah.
No, Tom just gave us the time for an ad break, and it made me laugh because that means we spent the whole first half of this podcast being gaslit by Mish.
I swear to you, when we get the visual of this, and I honestly, I'm so glad this is filmed because I did not.
I will be vindicated.
I will not. I never looked at you like I was thinking about your. I never looked at you like I was thinking about your dick. And Tom.
I'm trying to talk about Fairfax here.
Tom gestured to his dick.
I'm trying to talk about Fairfax. Can I please just talk about Fairfax?
Yes, you stopped. I was calm. I had sorted it out. And you stopped. I was fine.
I'm dying. I'm literally dying.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. I can't do it. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's funny. You guys make me laugh.
Okay.
John Leguizamo plays Glenn the Pigeon, who says like one thing per episode. I also suspect he played a few other characters but couldn't find anything to back that up, but also didn't look too hard. So, you know, after the break, we'll be talking about Fairfax. Welcome back.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that this show was a thing. I'd never heard of it before.
I've never heard of it either.
And what a treat it is that there's 2 seasons. So we watched season 1 and then next week we can watch season 2.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch season 2. Season 1, I was intrigued that it got a season 2 considering I'd never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
You know, and like it's in our world, but I read it, got a 2-season order.
And it came out around the time where adult animations were they were churning them out.
During the streaming wars.
Yeah. In fact, when every week when we watch something new starring John Leguizamo, I tell my partner about it. And he's always like, nah, I'll just go upstairs and play my car race game. And I'm like, all right, off you pop. And he was like, I was like, do you want to watch this thing with me? And he was like, oh, what is it? I'm like, it's called Fairfax. He's like, I've never heard of it. In his head, he's probably thinking it's some sort of middling drama. I was like, it's an adult animation on Prime. He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, well. And then he's like, well, let's have a look. Then I played the first 10 minutes of the first episode. He's like, oh, no, this looks all right.
Yeah, this is about Hypebeast. He collects sneakers.
Yeah, well, has a toe in this world, sort of. I'm not in a relationship with a hype beast. I want to make it really clear, just in case people are like, I don't think that she's in a relationship with a hype beast. I'm not.
But he likes his sneakers.
He just likes his
and
sneakers.
He has nice, cool hoodies. I will say, one of my favourite places to go when I'm in LA is Cantor's Deli, which is one of the first Jewish delis in Los Angeles, and it is. They have a I think they call it Schwimmer's Deli or something. They have a riff on Cantor's Deli in this show, because it is on Fairfax, and they make a little joke about how the food is really expensive and that they talk about Guns N' Roses, and that's all true. I love going there.
It was a proper little, like, kind of celebration of LA, really. Like, it was very LA.
Yeah, but what I was even going to say is whenever I go to Cantor's, there is often lines around the block or down Fairfax for various streetwear clothes. Like, it's a funny thing for me. Like, I was like, well, this is very hyper-local for a show for the whole world. But I was like, that is true. When I go to Cantor's, I often see lines around the block for sneakers.
Yeah.
And that's what the pitch of this show is. And they do a bit of that, then they do a bit of other stuff. This and that and the other.
I liked, there's an episode, I think it was episode 3, where they go to an old folks' home.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that was a lot of fun. And there's one character that tries to set up these two old Californians. And it was just a lot of fun. Look, I'll be honest with you, it was fun. It's just something I never would have watched. It's not really, like, in terms of, like, what I tend to gravitate towards. It's not for me, but my partner liked it a lot.
Well, there you go.
And when I say not for me, I just mean it's just not in my wheelhouse. Is that the right word?
I love this show somewhat captures it. But I struggle to explain to people what I love about LA, right?
Yeah, tell me what you love about LA.
It's very difficult. Yeah.
I love LA.
Do you love LA?
Oh, I adore it so much. But if you were like, I've got a week in LA, what do? I couldn't tell you a single thing to do.
Yeah.
Because when people say, I went to LA and I hated it, and I'm like, how long were you there for? And they say a week, I go, that checks out.
Yeah.
I love LA. Why do I love LA? It is a melting pot in a way. I actually saw an interview with Werner Herzog where he talked about it, where he said, and I thought this was really, really a great way to put it. This isn't the only reason why I love LA, but he talked about virtually every one of the sort of predominant creative industries of the last 100 years, 150 years, the best of those industries would go to LA. Like that was the base of creativity for film, for music, for a number of things. And you do feel that, right? Also, it's diverse and multicultural in a really melting pot kind of way, in a really true kind of way. It's got so many different cultures. You know, you've literally got, and this show sort of captures that in a way, but you've got Korean culture, you've got Greek culture, you've got Thai culture, Jewish culture, Latino, like a lot of different Latino cultures, African American, like it's so many different cultures. Like in terms of a food city, when you first go, it's really hard to know where to eat because it's very spread out. But if you know a few people, there's like a guy called Jonathan Gold. He passed away about 10 years ago. He's a very respected food critic. And he was all about like, he found all the places on like, you know, like strip malls and stuff.
Yeah.
And strip malls and food vans. Like food vans started in LA. Like if you know where to go, it's like the best food, and it's food from all across the world. You can kind of get anything from anywhere, and it's going to be really good there. It's just a really cool melting pot. And it's also like incredible history. I think sometimes we get a bit caught up. Things need to get old. Like there's this thing in architecture where it's like things need to be 70 years old before they get like respected. There's this 70-year window where people talk about like that's the time you have to protect a building because that's when people think it's ugly. So in the 1960s, when they were building all the beautiful mid-century buildings that we all love now, they were knocking down all the Elizabethan buildings because they all thought they were ugly. Like you think about Carlton in the 60s, they thought Carlton was the ugliest part of town.
It was like the slums.
Yeah, and they were like all the ornamentation, like Carlton, for anyone listening, is like it's townhouses, like beautiful Elizabethan townhouses that go for millions now. In the 60s, they wanted to knock them all down. They thought they were hideous, right? And that's this sort of cycle. And I think for a long time, Hollywood and LA, because it is a tough city, but also because a lot of its most impressive and incredible history is so recent, people don't really think, like when they think of movies, they just think like, wow, that's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's people go to the Globe when they go to London, they go to a fake version of the Globe. That's how I feel about some of the cinemas. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about Grauman's Chinese. That's how I feel about the Egyptian.
It's where so much started.
Yeah, and there's so much history there. Like the opening scene of Singing in the Rain is a premiere at Grauman's Chinese, you know.
What have you seen there?
Oh, God. Well, I've seen a few things. I've seen Terminator, one of the new Terminators. I saw Kanye West's short film that he did. This was before.
Yeah.
I just want to be
Before we
very
recorded
clear.
the pod, he did it last week.
Very clear. I do not listen to Kanye West anymore, just to be very clear. And that's I'm happy to stand by that.
Yeah, no, fair.
But yeah, like, and I've just watched movies. I've watched a few movies there. I love LA. I love that, and I love Fairfax.
So if you wake up in LA,
Yeah.
right, you have a day off. It's to both of you.
Tom didn't answer, but this can be your
What
way
do
to
you
answer, Tom.
What do you do with your day in LA?
Well, I mean, again, it's like tough, right? Because I would have so many places that I've already like nostalgic things to me now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%.
But a lot of it is based around food and culture, right? So it's like that place where you get the crack pie. You go to see a film at the Tarantino
I
Theatre.
swear I thought you said crack pipe. That place where we got that
They
crack
don't call
pipe.
it
No.
crack pipe anymore.
Yeah, so that's a great night, right? Go to the Tarantino cinema and watch a film that he's curated, and then go get
Yeah.
a crack pie from that famous.
What's a crack pie?
You know what I'm talking
So
about?
that's
Zach?
Milk Bar. That was originally
Bar.
from New York.
Yeah.
But they have a
I'm
fair
looking
few.
up
They
the
have it
LA.
there, and
I
it's
think
like,
he's based in LA now.
yeah. But then all
They don't call it that anymore. It's just so good. It's so good that
They call it crack.
It's incredible.
Oh, they call it a milk bar pie.
Milk bar pie.
Yeah,
it
but-
is so good.
the only thing I would
Oh,
add
wow. A gooey, buttery, salty, sweet pie
yeah.
with an oat crust cookie.
Yes.
Oh,
You know how
incredible.
everything is birthday cake flavored now?
Yeah.
Yet no good now, but the woman that like the head patisserie person of Milk Bar created that flavor. And when she does it, it's good, man. She
Get
also does-
an In-N-Out burger while you're there as well.
Oh, man.
But the only thing I would say on top of Zach, the only thing that I would just add to what he said, it's bang on. But like, I also feel like not only is there like amazing Korean food in LA, it's unique because the same way that we've twisted a lot of cultural food over in Australia, they've twisted it too in a purely LA way. So you can go eat Korean in LA and it will not taste like Korean anywhere else in the world. And it's like, that's very special if you like it. But you might go there and be like, this is shit. This is not like the Korean I have back home.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the hard thing. You got to try stuff and find what you love about the city.
And
Yeah.
you don't want to go, if you go to a Thai place, you don't want to just get you don't want to get the massaman, you want to get the sour yellow curry. Like, you got to dig.
Could dig a
And
little
part
deeper.
of what I love about LA is you got to dig a little bit.
Yeah, don't go to Hollywood Boulevard, whatever you do. But if you look on, like, if you Google what to do in LA, that's the first thing that probably
But also,
comes up.
like, I
What's
love.
wrong with Hollywood Boulevard?
It's
Oh,
rough.
you know, and then your Spider-Man will come up to you trying to sell CDs to
But
you.
this
and,
is the
you know,
thing.
get in your
It's
grill
like, and I always say this, right? It's like Grauman's Chinese. I think it's called the TCL's Chinese or something. It's got a sponsorship. I think you and me went, or maybe me and Max. I think the first time we were in LA, we went to the Chinese theatre, but we didn't know that it was the IMAX, so we ended up at just some normal cinema down the hall. I think it was you and me.
Yeah,
maybe
it could have been.
Max.
Yeah.
It's like people go to the Chinese theatre and they go and look at the handprints. They get the photos with like some dude wearing a Spider-Man costume. It's all really intense. They don't go in and watch the movie. And that's the special thing to do.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. It's like, Hollywood Boulevard, there's this small little entrance. Down the road is the Egyptian theatre, and there's a really cool piece of history there. There's like Musso and Frank's, which I've never been into, but that's like an incredible like steakhouse. And it's like, you can't just, it's not like, certain cities you go and you look at the cool things. Like LA, you have to know where to go. You have to go in, and it certainly helps to like have a few friends that like can get you into
100%.
certain places. Ugh, that sounded really wanky, but it's
No,
true.
it's
Like
true.
the Magic Castle is incredible, but that's like a members only club
Yeah,
for
yeah.
magicians, right? But you can stay at the motel and that gets you in. It's shit like, it's a place that you have to do your research on.
Yeah.
It's a place you have to live in, but it's fucking cool once you get to know it.
Yeah, but also just instead of going to Hollywood Boulevard, walk up to the observatory and look at the views, or go to, what's the famous museum? I'm blanking. The very famous museum or art gallery. The Strand, no, the Brand. You
Yeah.
just do that instead. Like, just don't go to Hollywood Boulevard.
No, unless you, but
unless
like,
you want to feel that, yeah.
do you know my favorite place? And this is, people think I'm such a weirdo for saying this, but it's like I'm a weirdo for many other reasons. My favorite place to go in LA is the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which I think you would love. Have I told you about it?
No.
It's like, so my mum came and visited me in LA, and I was going through a rough time, so it wasn't the best time for her. And she was like, she didn't care for the city because it's so full on. But her favourite part is she went to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I'm like, Mum, what are you talking about? Then I went, and it's incredible. It's got Judy Garland is there, Vampira is there, like one of the Ramones is there. And like, so they've got like a statue for one of the Ramones. It's just this like incredible. It's very peaceful. It's next door to the Paramount lot, right? So it's got like a film studio on one side, like highways and then you go in and it's like quite peaceful. But it's got all this history. It's got mausoleums, like full mausoleums for like like these silent film directors, but then also like the son of a billionaire who loved movies and wanted to be buried there. David Lynch just got buried there. It's just this like beautiful, peaceful place, and then they like play movies, and there's a little bit of a park. They play movies there or have.
Oh, I love that.
It's just this like it's same with Disneyland, right? Like you go and you can do the big rides, and that's cool. But it's like actually you can go and see this really strange place. You know, Disneyland. If you know where to go in Disneyland, it's this strange little project of this creative genius who was like a flawed man and a union buster and all of that, but like there's a complicated nature to the whole place that if you just sort of embrace it and go, it's so much more interesting than people give it credit for.
I've spent a lot of time in California, but very little in LA.
Yeah,
And I love the coast. Like I've spent so much time up like Santa Cruz way, like all the way up through to San Francisco, but so little time in LA. And I've taken on your advice so much that like if given the opportunity to go to LA, I think I'd need to spend longer there. So when, you know what I mean? So next time I go, and I will go, eventually I will go, I think I'll probably spend a bit more time there than originally
Did you know
planned.
what I would... this is like... this is the most inside baseball wanky thing I've ever said in my life. But like, even if it's for nothing, just ask some friends and like try to organize a couple of meetings. Like, is that a weird thing to say?
No,
like,
no,
but you're
sense.
a writer, you know, you're a comedian, you're really cool. Like, we know some people. Like, just have a couple of meetings and call it a work trip, because that's part of it. Like, and that seems inaccessible to people, but like, it's a working town, and I think that's kind of what's interesting and cool. Like, you know, like go and see. I don't know.
Yeah, I think what I resonate with what you're saying is if you went to like a popular Mexican restaurant, you would feel like it was maybe full of like couples having dinner, but it's not. It's lawyers having meetings, like agent and actor having a meeting. You know, like
A lot
it's
of
full
meetings.
It's full of people having meetings and catching up, and
amazing.
it's just interesting. It's a different vibe.
I just almost think that's you've been working. I think this is the way to put it. Is like frame it like a work trip, even if it's not, just for yourself. Just go, I'm going to go there and I'm going to like go to the Australians in Film Institute and I'm going to connect with a few friends. And even if it's just a holiday, just put it within that mind frame. And that's where it just feels like, oh, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd love to go. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know when that would be for me, but I would love to.
Yeah, I don't know. When I'm going,
Oh, we're going on tour soon.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just come meet me. I'm going to Disneyland
I can't
with my
afford
mum
it,
and
man.
dad.
I wish I could.
I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what are your final thoughts on Fairfax?
Well, it evoked this lovely conversation.
Yeah, like honestly, it made me very kind of hungry for LA. Like it's a very, very, very LA TV show.
Yeah, I'm keen to see what they do with the season 2. I'm really excited that they got a season 2 because I think with adult animation, it's always so hard to know like tonally where to go and how big to go and how inside baseball to go and I'm really excited they got a season 2 because I'm really keen to see how if they go deeper down the
Absolutely.
Fairfax route, if they do any of that. So yeah, final thoughts are I love LA and I want to go back.
I really liked the John Leguizamo character, the little duo of these two pigeons. They literally say one thing almost every episode, and it's always just like a witty quip about what's happening that episode. Yep.
No, go.
It was always just kind of like a witty quip about what's happening that episode. In one of them, they overeat and too many Doritos and they get real fat, and they're just these like fat pigeons with sunglasses smoking cigarettes. It's fun.
My question to you is, do you think he did more voices? Because I heard his
Oh,
voice a few
100%.
times.
100%. He popped in a bunch.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could just hear him.
Yeah, just like random people.
Do you reckon he was there doing the pigeons and they're like, while you're here, do you want to do a few more? And then he was like, yeah, just check with my agent.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very much the vibe.
Yeah, nice. Bit of fun.
Tom, based on what we said, leg was a more please or leg was a no-no.
This is a more please for me. I've had like a really strong urging to go to LA.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I have a genuine miss for it, which is so weird because I spent such a little time there in a grand scheme of things, like 4 months, 5 months of my life, but still.
Can I say one thing? Last time we were on tour, we went on a big tour. We went from the UK to the US and we ended in LA.
Yeah.
And we all separately were like, we feel a step closer to home now.
It was my first time back since the Netflix show being over there. So
And I think there is an element of, that connection because we lived there for 6 months. But there's also like it's one flight away from home. Also culturally, it lines up with Australia more than you'd think.
Yeah.
They're just a little more laid back than the rest of America. They're a little more like, yeah.
And the other thing we didn't mention is it's perfect weather every single day.
Every
all year round.
day.
Like that's the other thing. It makes you
day.
very happy.
It makes you want to eat well. It makes you want to walk. Like it's just
That's why everyone's so
day.
hot in LA.
Truly,
Yeah.
it just encourages you to be more hot. You
Yeah.
you're just like,
When
oh,
people say I'm not hot enough to go to LA, it's like, no, you go to LA and you
get
become
hotter
hot enough.
You go,
Yeah.
I feel like a salad.
Based on Leguizamos, I'm genuinely giving this 2.5 Leguizamos. Not a reflection again on what I thought of the show. If anyone who doesn't know what Leguizamos is, listen to a past episode where we explain. It's how Leguizamo it is. It's 2.5 for me.
Sorry, I'm overthinking it. I am overthinking it. I'm gonna go for 3.5 Leguizamos.
Okay.
Yeah, just something about the quick and easy VO job. In my time, I've come to realize is very Leguizamo.
100%, which is why I got 2.5 from
Yeah.
it. So that's the reason
And
why.
but then for me, the other layer, what gets it the extra one, is I think that there's a diversity in it, and there's a reflection of different cultures, and like there's a bit of Latin culture and Latino culture in there, and I can see that was probably why he said yes to it. So I'm going to give it the extra one
That's
for
nice.
that. Yeah.
I'm excited for season 2 for next week.
Is that
Have
when
a
we're going
watch.
to do it next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Have
do
a
it.
watch of it, and we'd love to hear what you thought of it. Just let us know in the comments of whatever you see this on. Thank you so much for joining us on Mish and Zach's Leguizamarama this week. You can catch us next week for Leguizamarama on Thursdays or the Mish and Zach podcast on Tuesdays. And don't forget to check out our YouTube.
And next week on the Mish and Zach podcast, we will be replaying those tapes.
Oh, yeah, and next week, Tom and Zach will be apologising to me when everyone sees that Tom gestured to his dick.
This is a crossover between Mish and Zach and Leguizamarama. Next week, we're rewatching the tapes. The Mish and Zach podcast is recorded on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We believe that our collective culture will never reach its full potential until we embrace the history and the truth of the oldest cultures of this land.